Good morning, everybody. I have a new game plan for my abandoned house in the kitchen. I originally was going to keep the plaster ceiling and then both of these walls, but I don't think it's a good idea. I think I need to go ahead and tear it all down in the kitchen. I already tore down 2 walls in the kitchen and I was able to see that I need to do some rebuilding. So I have 2 walls that would already need drywall, and I just don't think that all the drywall and the plaster would look good together because there's a lot of imperfections on this plaster. Another reason I'm thinking it'll be smart to take off all the plaster is because there's a musty smell in here, and I think it's from this wall specifically because this was where the stove was and there was all kinds of grease on it. Also, if I get down here, I'm thinking it'll just come right off. See, I need to take it all down. The first thing I need to do is replace these 2 joists so that I can put some flooring down. That way when I go to take off all the plaster, it won't fall underneath the kitchen. I got 2 joists cut perfectly at the lumber yard to fit in here, but before I can fit them in, I need to take out the 2 old ones. I'm not wanting to take both joists out at the same time because I'm scared the wall might drop. So what I'm gonna do next is take out all the pipes, and then I'll cut this and push this down and put this joist in first, and then I'll take out this old one. All right, is this gonna work? I got a new tool. Maybe it'll help for heavy stuff like this, because sometimes these joists are hard to get in. The old floor joist isn't even sitting on the beam, so I bet that's why it cracked, was just from the weight of it. So I'm gonna make sure that this one sits on here. I have a little pathway now to try to stop tracking mud into the house. Both of the new joists are in and they're 16 inches apart, so now I'm gonna go ahead and start putting on the subfloor. Oh yeah. The new subfloor is in. I put all kinds of screws, so now these boards and the subfloor are flush. I also put some rags in here so none of the plaster falls in it. And if you watched last week's video, you know there's a well under here. I made sure to cap that off, so everything is ready for me to just tear down all kinds of plaster. My dad made it over to help. I got all the plaster off of the first wall and we got it all cleaned up, but there's something behind here. It looks like an old window used to be here or something. I'm not sure. Let me give them a closer look.
It makes me wonder if this kitchen was like moved here also. You know, a lot of these houses were moved here.
Yeah.
And maybe this was a big window like you said. And they wanted a smaller window, so they put that up to put the plaster on. I don't know. There's something behind it right there. What is that?
I don't know. We should take it off and look.
All right, maybe that's treasure.
Hopefully. What if it is? $10,000. I get the purchase price back. Isn't it such a pretty day?
Oh man.
We have all the windows open. It's nice in here.
Supposed to, some parts of the state are going to get up to 56 degrees today again.
That's crazy.
I think we're only supposed to hit 53.
53 at this point though in the winter feels hot.
Yeah.
All right, show us something cool.
I just wonder if this was easier to put on here, something for the plaster to adhere to that was easier than lath. That's just insulation.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Guaranteed insulation, standard thick. Okay, so right now, this is the pantry in the kitchen, but if you open it, it just doesn't make sense for it to be a pantry because it's so far back and you have to stand on your tippy toes and can't reach back there. So what I'm gonna do is take off all of this, take the trim off, the door, and then I'll shut this off in the kitchen and make it just a wall. And then in the bedroom over here, I'll tear down the plaster right here and I'll be able to get in there and it'll be like a built-in dresser. The main reason I want to shut this off and make it a wall is because I want to build a booth right here. And once this is closed off and this is closed off, I'll be able to build a built-in booth for dining. This insulation looks like it's in a lot better shape than all the rest.
Maybe it'll come out in bigger chunks.
Hopefully.
You want me to start on this side?
Yeah. Later, we got this wall and that wall done. That's a job, isn't it?
Yeah, dirty.
But it's gonna be so much better in here.
At least on this wall, we're not gonna be dealing with that blown in insulation.
We have an internal wall left and usually those don't have any insulation.
You gonna keep that size window there, you think, or make a bigger window?
I think I'll keep it this size so I can put the sink underneath it.
Yeah.
That big white sink that I kept.
Yeah.
Before we can move on to more demolition, we have to call for a new dumpster because the one we have out there is super full. This walking path is nice because we're not stepping in all of this water over here. But look how full this dumpster is. It's all the way to the top. So these days, a lot of our personal information can get online without us even realizing it. Things like your name, your phone number, your address, your financial information, and even health data can be online. All of this information can be put in the wrong hands and leave you exposed to scams and identity theft. This is where Incogni comes into play, who is the sponsor of today's video. Incogni goes through and requests the removal of your personal data from multiple types of sites. Things like online directories, people search sites, and even commercial databases. Incogni handles all of that automatically and they'll keep removing your data as it shows up again. They also have a custom removal feature where you can submit specific links that you find. If you come across something you don't like, you send them the link and your dedicated privacy expert will take care of it. The whole process is really easy to set up. You create an account, you give them permission to act on your behalf, and then Incogni starts contacting all the data brokers for you to get your information taken down. If you would like to take your personal data back with Incogni, you can click the link below and use code Weston and that'll get you 60% off an annual plan. Alright, it is the next morning. I just walked into the house and it smells so much better in here. That wall of plaster with grease on it from the stove was definitely what was causing it to smell really bad in the kitchen. It's a lot of fun walking in here each day and seeing the difference. Like this wall right here and just having it all open. It feels so much better. So today we're going to keep the momentum going. My dad and I are going to try to get the kitchen completely demoed and ready for rebuilding. So in order to do that, we have to take off the ceiling plaster and then the plaster over there, and it should look completely different by the end of the day. Walking in and feeling the difference in the kitchen makes me wonder if I should take off all the plaster in the second bedroom as well, because right now I've taken off that area, but maybe I should take off the lath and all of the cracked plaster that's above here and maybe just this whole room of plaster. My big goals with renovating abandoned buildings is to keep the character alive, so it does kind of hurt to have to take down so much plaster. I will say though, the living room plaster looks amazing, so I'm super excited that I'll be able to keep all the plaster in here. Also, all the wiring is really low, so I'll be able to take out all the old wiring and put new wiring in, so it'll be safe in here. The living room doesn't even have lights on the ceiling, so that'll be all new wiring as well. Over this way, I'm not sure what I'll do with the plaster yet. It does look pretty good, but by the chimney, there's some plaster that's messed up. And then over in this corner, there's also some plaster that's messed up, but I'll figure that out when I get to the second bedroom. Right now, I'm just holding wood in here.
So we're doing the wall and the ceiling, right?
Yep. Yeah, by the end of the day, we should have the kitchen completely demoed. We're gonna start off the day by taking off all the trim in the pantry and looking in this pantry. It looks pretty bad, so we're gonna have to take off the plaster in here as well. Look at all this paint chipping off.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, this needs some TLC for sure.
I'll hold this door if you want to try to pop that one off, and we'll just try to take the door off with the trim.
Okay, yep. I'm thinking we should just go ahead and take everything out.
Yeah, probably so. I was just thinking back to when you cleaned that out. Wasn't there like chemicals and all kinds of stuff, rat poison?
Yep. I don't think we should keep any of it. It's tongue and groove.
Is it? Okay.
Yep. Okay, since there was poison in here, we should probably put on our other respirators.
Okay.
All we have to take off now is the top one, the side one, and the bottom piece, and then we'll be able to take off all the plaster. We got all of the plaster off on the front, and we decided to take the back as well. All we have to do now is match up some studs to this and frame this area out, and then we'll put some drywall over it. That was pretty fun. This plaster came off really easy.
It did.
Yeah.
Was that the easiest wall?
This one and the one with grease was pretty easy as well.
Yeah. Yeah, this one pretty much just broke off in sheets, didn't it?
Yep. We also have not gotten a new dumpster yet, so it's almost full. All of the plaster in the lath that we took off behind here is on the stairs right now.
We'll just leave that there until we get the dumpster next week.
Yep. We should get a dumpster next week, so that's when we'll clean this up. Look at this. Some mold on there.
Yep.
We're not gonna take this plaster off yet because this work area is the basement and staircase. We're focused on the kitchen right now, so we have to take the ceiling down next. It's come a long way from all the mouse droppings and urine everywhere and food and bottles.
And it does smell a lot better.
Oh my gosh, I know.
I mean, plus having these 50-degree days, we've been able to open the windows.
So our game plan with the ceiling, take off the plaster as easy as we can, and then hopefully the lath looks good and we'll just put drywall right over it. But we'll see. If the lath looks bad, we're gonna have to redo it all.
You can see right there. I mean, it looks bone dry and doesn't have any even water stains on it.
All right, let's find out.
Yep.
I'm gonna barely hit the middle and then start trying to take it off with the pry bar to save the lath. All right, we have to stop because both of our shoulders are burning. Working overhead is really hard.
Yeah.
So that's the hardest spot to do because it's curved a little bit. So before we get into that, we're gonna do some cleanup to give our shoulders a little break. We've made quite the mess for ourselves. All of it right here, and just plaster crumbles everywhere.
Think it'll all fit in the dumpster?
I hope so, we'll see. This plaster's heavy.
Yep.
All right, it's the next day. We cleaned up yesterday and looked at this and decided we'll save it for today. But that's all we gotta do, and then the kitchen is done.
Are your shoulders sore?
Are yours?
No.
I feel fine, but yesterday I was like, nope, can't do anymore. We made it in our heads that this was going to be a lot harder than it is because we were trying to take it off from the top, but if we just use this part of the hammer and hit it from the bottom, it comes off pretty easily. It's going pretty quick.
We probably would have done it yesterday if we known it'd be this easy.
I know. This is how thick the plaster is in the bend. That's why it was so hard to get it. We got the kitchen nice and cleaned out. So now that the kitchen is 100% done, we're gonna move on to the next area, which is cutting a hole in this wall. I have decided I'm gonna take out all the plaster in this room as well. So one of us is gonna be standing right here taking off the plaster in the lath, and the other one on the other side. And then once we have all the plaster off in the lath, we'll be able to see what we're cutting into. All right, you ready to take out more plaster?
Yep, you ready?
Yep. We got all of the plaster off in this area as well as the lath, and I got it off on this side. So all that's left to do is to cut it out and have the built-in for the bedroom. But as we were cleaning, we ran into a dilemma. The dumpster is completely full. There is no room for anything else in here. Not only is the dumpster full, but we already have stuff just laying around that we can't put anywhere. Also, it's Valentine's Day, so we are done for the week. We're gonna wait for the new dumpster. Next week, we're gonna start cleaning the outside, which is gonna be an awesome transformation to do. But thank you all so much for watching. Please be sure to subscribe and turn on your bell notifications, and I'll see you next Sunday at 8 a.m. Mountain Time.